All right, so in this video, I'm going to explain to you a little bit further about how to approach the base of your sculpture and really begin expanding up from the base. Number one, there are really two different approaches to your base. Number one would be to create like your coil, which is what I showed you in the other video. I did add to this. Remember I said the rubber band helps to hold everything together as you continue to add more pieces to your coil and then continue to create your coil and expand out further. I did say that I wanted the base of your coil to be about 4 inches. You can see that for this, if this were my base, I've got about 3 inches. So I'd want to add a little bit more too. I don't mind if the base of your sculpture is between 3 and 4 inches. All right, so I might just add a little bit more before I actually start building up from here. So just kind of keep that in mind. If this were my base, I don't mind that it's that you create yours between 3 and 4 inches in width and or height. Once you get to this point, if you're creating a base like this, what you're going to want to do is two things. All right, you're going to want some wax paper, okay? Or something that it won't stick to. So if you have like a plastic bag, you can also cut that open and lay it down and place your base on top of that. But really just some sort of paper that this won't stick to because we're going to start using some glue. All right. If you do have a hot glue gun, you can also use a hot glue gun. This is actually not on. I'm just kind of showing you in the demonstration how you can apply the glue. So obviously with a glue gun, if you're checking the heat temperature of it, always just feel around this area. Just kind of tap on it and you can get a sense of whether it's if it's fully on or not as it warms up. Never touch the metal part of the glue gun unless you want to burn yourself. So please just kind of be mindful of that if you do use a glue gun. The other thing about a glue gun is that once you finish it, please make sure to unplug it because you do not want to start a fire in your home. So this is obviously optional. If you have a glue gun, you can use it to your advantage in this assignment. My one suggestion would be to take the end of your base and just put a little bit of hot glue on it and then just glue it down in place. All right, so that kind of closes up that part of the base. But if you don't, that's fine. We can approach it differently. So what you're going to do is then put the rubber band or hair tie or something to tie this together in a way that it closes itself up, right? Then you're going to place, and everyone's going to do this if you're using this technique, you're going to place your coil on the wax paper. You're going to get yourself like a bowl, some sort of bowl that maybe your parents don't care that you use, like an old Tupperware or something. And you're going to fill it with a tiny bit of water or a little bit of water. I've got a little bit of water in here. And you're going to just water down your glue. So the glue that I gave you, right, you're going to open it up. Don't use all of it. Just use some of it. Okay. And you're going to pour some of that glue into the water. Okay. You're just going to kind of mix it around. In fact, I might have put a little bit too much in. You want it to, say I'm kind of pulling it to the side. You want to almost like water it down like you would a watercolor. Right? Maybe having it look a little bit more milky. So even just taking like the tray that you have from using your watercolor and putting some glue on it and just watering it down is a good approach to getting this consistency. So you're going to take some of that glue, okay, and you're just going to drizzle it and really make sure that it's getting into all of these little creases here. And you can do both sides actually. So I'm going to do this side. And like I said, don't use all of the glue because we are going to use some later on for this technique when we go to finish up. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over, try and get the other side too. Really going to try and get that area, this last coil here, because I don't want it to unravel. Now here's the thing too, if you don't have a glue gun, and you can't glue that little piece down, you could really just lightly tape it over and it should be fine. Okay, so now I feel like I put a decent amount of glue on here. It's on both sides. And now I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to let it sit like this and maybe start working back up on it tomorrow. So then what's going to happen is now your base is completely glued together. When you go to, in a sense, take the rubber band off, it shouldn't unravel. I would keep the rubber band on it just in case for a little bit longer, and then just continue to, as you were, and I'm going to create another video, just continue to create more and more coils as you're working. But this is just kind of like the first step. So create your base, get a piece of wax paper, and then begin gluing around the entire piece so that it seals. All right, and that's it for this process. Now I'm going to make a video on basket weaving.